What was the weekend like for you guys in the emergency department for Nebraska Medicine?
It was pretty busy. I would say that from a trauma standpoint, we definitely saw an uptick in firework injuries, which we expect. This time of year. Basically, the big things that we see are a lot of hand injuries, which especially last night, kind of going up to yesterday, we had maybe like a handful of hand injuries, blast injuries. Last night, I think we doubled that number currently, and it'll probably continue into today a little bit as people continue to probably use fireworks again this afternoon, this evening. I imagine that some people will still be out doing that. But that ranges anywhere from some minor burns to, we definitely had some patients that blew digits off and had to have, maybe lost some fingers or even a hand or two. We definitely saw some people that had fireworks blow up in their face and resulting burns to the face, shrapnel to the face, and they cause them to like fall, and then they might have a bleed on the brain, intracranial hemorrhage. So we definitely saw those as well. And then we just saw a wide variety of traumas that is just kind of, it's summer, there's summer traumas, but they kind of increase a little bit during this time of year. And that's boating accidents. We had a number of boating accidents come in, with boating trauma ranging anywhere from like rib fractures, broken extremities, some intracranial hemorrhage and whatnot. So, we definitely saw an uptick in that, and just unfortunately, people getting hit by cars. With people being out in the streets, especially kids. We had a handful of kids come in overnight that were unfortunately hit by a car, and I guess when you're lighting off fireworks and you're running around in the street, cars are coming by, and that's more prone to happen, unfortunately.
Would you say, like, as far as the numbers go, I don't know if you have final numbers, was this like an average year, below average, above average?
No, I'd say it's probably a pretty average year. I don't think that we saw. I think that we were expecting to have a pretty significant number of traumas this year, and actually, so I would say surprisingly, it was pretty average. We were definitely busy, especially at night on Saturday and Sunday night, but I don't think it was anything out of the ordinary. It wasn't heightened like I think a lot of people maybe predicted it was going to be.
I was going to say, I know we discussed on Friday that bottle rockets are kind of now legal in Nebraska. Did we see any injuries as a result of those bottle rockets? I know that's always kind of been a concern when it comes
Sure.
to
I don't think that we saw anything specifically related to the bottle rockets. Sometimes we don't always know what the fireworks are that people come in with the injuries. I think that a lot of the injuries that we had were kind of more of the explosive type of firework that are a little bit bigger, that can cause a little more damage, a little more gunpowder and whatnot.
How do you typically prepare for a weekend like this? I mean, I'm assuming that you guys are expecting an influx of people to come in during these busy holiday weekends, but how does the emergency department prepare for that?
Yeah, so we just make sure that all the big one is our hand surgeons. They since we have a lot of hand injuries, this is kind of their weekend to shine, if you will, and they're super busy because a lot of these injuries are related to hands and the forearm getting injured from the fireworks. And so, we just have a strong conversation with them, make sure that they're ready to go, try to mitigate some of the smaller injury consults to them so they can focus on the bigger ones because they're going to be going to the operating room a lot. From our standpoint, we just have the 2 trauma surgeons that are in-house 24/7. And then, we always have some people at home on backup if need be to get ready if we have more of a quote unquote mass casualty type situation.
Did COVID, and I mean, we're kind of, I think, a little bit low on COVID numbers in the emergency department. Did that cause any complications this year as far as like treating people quickly or having enough beds or anything?
The beds have been tight. I think, we've basically been at full capacity for the entire weekend with just a few patients hanging out in the emergency department waiting for admission. But for the most part, I think it was actually a lot better than what we thought. The COVID numbers, like you said, have been down. And so I don't think that we were waiting on beds due to COVID restrictions. It was mostly just the sheer number of people. And we had a lot of patients that were transferred in from outside facilities that, had traumatic injuries that needed care here at Nebraska Medicine.
That was kind of my next question. Was a lot of the people that you treated, were they from inside the metro area? Were they from kind of outside the metro area that
Sure.
had to be brought in because of, the specialties that you guys provide?
Yeah, I think we had a good combination of both. We did see, unfortunately, some gunshot wounds that came in over the weekend, Friday and Saturday night. I don't believe we saw any major gunshot wounds last night, but there was some, people unfortunately getting intoxicated and losing control and some of that happening. But I think a lot of what we saw was local fireworks, and then we did get some transferred in that just needed the specialty care, specifically the hand specialty care.
This is something that impacts all ages, right? Like you might see adults that are patients coming in that think they know what they're doing around fireworks, but then they are the ones that are injured. You also see kids, right?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
Sure. Sorry. Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay. I was just going to say, this is something that impacts like all ages, right? Like you have the kids who are trying to light off fireworks, but then you have the adults who say they know what they're doing, maybe alcohol's involved, something like that, and then they still get injured, right?
Absolutely. We saw up until last night, we hadn't really seen any kids under the age of 15 come in, but then we had a handful of kids come in under the age of 15 overnight. And actually, I take that back. We did see a few kids on Saturday night as well come in, with some minor injuries, nothing too severe. But last night they were a little more severe injuries to the kids, and then adults, of course. A lot of times alcohol or other substances are involved, and people think they know what they're doing, or they try to modify the firework, and it ends up backfiring on them.
Do you have any safety advice for people? I mean, people might be lighting off those last fireworks that they have stored away or whatever. Do you have any advice for people to stay safe?
Yeah, I would say just, make sure that you are, I would say number one, try to avoid any alcohol or intoxicating substances when you're lighting off fireworks. That always alters your mentation and can definitely, make things seem like they are not, or vice versa. And so, if it seems like it's a good idea, and when you're drunk, it probably isn't. And so I really advise making sure that if you're going to light off fireworks, remain sober to do so, and don't modify the fireworks. That's where a lot of people get in trouble, is they try to take them apart, or try to twist them together, or try to light them and then throw them. Those types of things are just not safe. You just never know how fast the fuse is going to go, or what is if one actually gets lit and the other one doesn't, and you're still standing there trying to light both of them. It's just, those are just not safe practices, and are just prone for injury that would potentially get you in the hospital.
Do you have official numbers? I know we're still kind of in the holiday today. Do you have any official numbers for over the weekend?
I don't have any official numbers for over the weekend quite yet. I can get them for you hopefully here either later today or tomorrow.
We've talked a lot about injuries. Did we see any fatalities over the weekend that kind of have to do with the holiday?
We did see a couple fatalities, more so related to unfortunate gunshot wounds as opposed to firework injuries. But and whether or not that's related specifically to it just being the 4th of July weekend, it's hard to say. But I do know that people are out celebrating more and drinking more, and so that always confounds the issue.
Do you see gunshot wounds kind of go up over the holiday? I know New Year's Eve, there's always kind of some people that will shoot off fireworks or shoot off their gun straight up into the air. Is that something that we see around this holiday as well?
It's hard. I would have to look at the numbers in terms of like, do the gunshot wounds go up around the 4th? I know that they usually go up in the summer, like just in general. Gunshot wounds go up in the summer, and so I know that with people out celebrating, inhibitions get lost, and people get a little bit more unfortunate when they're interacting with individuals. And so it's hard to say, was it just specifically related to the 4th of July weekend, but we can also pull those numbers as well.
You guys have already been working Saturday and Sunday, and now you kind of have this extended Monday with a lot of people off. How's your department feeling? Are you guys feeling, like you have enough energy to keep going today and be ready for whatever the day's going to bring you?
No, it was definitely a tiring weekend, that's for sure. I was on personally both Saturday and Sunday and today. During the day, days are a little bit easier than the nights. The nights have been real busy. So my team at night, I think they've been getting a little more swamped, and it's just been busier. But we've been pulling through. The morale's good, and I think that we've been working well as a team and keeping everyone's spirits up. And it's we know it's coming every 4th of July. We know that this is a busy time, so we're mentally prepared for it.
Okay. I think that's probably a good stopping point, unless anyone has any other questions. And we'll still work on getting those numbers for you today. And so if I get those, I will send them your way. But otherwise, we appreciate everyone's time. And Dr. Bauman, appreciate your time. And if you have anything you need to share my way, please do so. Otherwise, have a good day. And
thank you.
Stay away from the fireworks. See ya. Bye.